Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for mid-September. It is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. If this one doesn't resonate, guys, definitely check out your other placements. It is a general, so it may not resonate for everyone who watches. So we're going to get into your recent past, your current energy, and the near future. And then we will look into your person's energy, whoever's on your mind, and your energy, and see what's going on there as well. So if you are returning, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. I hope you'll stay. I do personal readings. If you'd like one of those, the information's in the description box below. All right, so I keep seeing the Five of Wands, and then I just saw the Nine of Swords. So something may have you a little bit in your head right now. So this could go out to about a month when we do mid-months. It's usually from mid-month to mid-month. So a little bit of stress. Let's see what's happening for you guys. We're going to cut this. All right. So in the recent past, we have the Chariot, a lot of movement, the Empress. Interesting, because I was just thinking about this card before I started shuffling and started your reading. There's something about wanting to get to the top of your game. And it's like there's a sense that you don't feel like things are moving quite as quickly as you'd like them to. There's that Ten of Swords. So I'd seen the Nine of Swords. Now I'm seeing the 10 in the current energy. So there's a little bit maybe a frustration. Maybe you feel a little bit betrayed by someone as well. The Page of Cups in reverse being in the center of the deck would tell me somebody might be acting a little bit immature right now. And then we have the Page of Wands. In the near future, there's that Five of Wands, the Sun in reverse, and the Ace of Wands. So the first thing that I'm going to say is there's some of you have just decided that you don't want to deal with somebody anymore. You feel really betrayed by this person. And it creates a little bit of drama. But it pushes you to a place where you are catapulted into a new beginning. So it's making a choice about what's going to make you feel on fire and alive again. So the Hangman is in reverse. It's interesting because you're coming out of a place of feeling stuck because you're starting to realize what's truly going to make you happy. Now, for some of you, you could have just recently divorced. Even if it's not recent, it's releasing some of the energy of that particular relationship, knowing what it taught you and being grateful for those lessons that you had to learn. And actually, I feel like you're not focusing as much on that anymore, which is nice. It's like now you're at a place where you're starting to say, you know what, I want a new life. And that's why the Ace of Wands is coming up in the near future, because of some, you may actually be closed off just a little bit emotionally and just focusing on your money and your independence. If you've walked away from a long-term relationship and you feel the need to focus on your independence, you could have been dealing with someone who was just completely shut off emotionally, not supportive, not there. Still, although that may be a past energy, it's like there's a realization of it helped me understand what was going to make me happy and what's worth putting my energy into. And now what I want to manifest moving forward, the type of person I want my independence and I want to maintain that. You could have been in a circumstance where the person resented you having your independence and they didn't like it and they really did put a lot of strain or pressure on you or create issues where there shouldn't be. So for some of you, there's still some things that need to be wrapped up within, I just heard child custody. So for those of you that have to wrap up the paperwork, this card represents that for me sometimes. It's a collaboration. So it's agreeing on things, getting things finished and done. I feel like you're going to, but you're going to have to wait a little bit longer, and that's stressing you out a bit. It's only going to be for a handful of you. For others of you, there could be property or belongings if you've split from a situation that you still need to deal with or go back and handle. That's, again, just for a few of you. So something seems to be stressing you out that you have been waiting on. It could be also something legal. So if you're dealing with a legal situation and nobody has made a decision, you have to wait just a little bit longer for that answer to come in. But all in all, I do feel like you're going to maintain your ability to take care of things yourself. I feel a very independent energy, regardless of how hard that person may have tried to break you. And I feel the need to say that. They're not going to. They just aren't. There may have been a moment where you felt brought down, but not anymore. In the recent past, this is moving forward. So you could have, again, it could be those of you that have walked away from a situation, and that's what created this Empress energy. But at the time, you may not have felt like there were going to be opportunities that would come up for you that would allow you to maintain that independence that we're talking about. So that just feels like a little bit of a fear of taking that step to do that. But you will get to that moment. It's like there's going to be a time when it's actually just going to be about you. And it isn't going to have to be about everybody else. It's really pushing yourself forward. But there's a little bit of a hesitation, or there was in the past, to take that step, to really trust that you can create what it is that you're looking to create. Just have the faith, because I think you know what you have to offer. If you are starting your own like consulting type of business, doesn't matter what area, I'm going to say go for it, because it's going to be really successful, but you're going to have to reevaluate the areas where you feel a little bit unsure. So having complete and utter faith is going to really help push you forward. You know you've got what it takes. It's just a matter of taking that step, okay? Now, in the current energy with the Ten of Swords, the Page of Cups in reverse, and the Page of Wands, to me, this is like you being upset with the way that somebody handled things, that betrayal. It's almost as if somebody turned their back and went and moved on to something else, maybe very quickly, and that was hurtful, and they just acted so completely detached. It could have been 10 years ago. It doesn't matter when it was. It probably creeped up during the retrograde, and you had some kind of feeling about it. Doesn't matter what exactly the scenario is, being this is so general, it's hard to pinpoint every single thing, but that's going to be for someone where it crept up and you're like, that was a really big betrayal for me, and it created some kind of uncertainty about who I am and what I can accomplish. And I don't think you're going to sit in that energy. It was just there to remind you that you've come so far, that you don't allow things like that in your life anymore. And then you get a renewed sense of passion, and that is what's going to help push you forward. Now, in the near future, the Five of Wands with the Sun in reverse and the Ace of Wands. Again, see how the Ace is kind of handing itself in this direction, where you have felt a sense of dissatisfaction because people brought drama or problems to your life. This is saying, I'm getting a handle on that with the Ace of Wands. This is going to be a new beginning. I can recognize where I was unhappy and why there were problems and why people may have had issue with me, but that's their issue. I'm not going to stay in this and deal with it. I'm going to start fresh and feel a sense of renewed passion and desire for what it is that's going to make me happy. So anyone who doesn't support that can, there's the door. Don't let it hit you in the ass on the way out type of energy. So those of you that were dealing with somebody who was either, maybe they mocked what it was that you wanted to do, whatever it was, I feel like you're finally releasing that and you're going to take that step, and nothing's going to stop you. So whether it be that you're passionately moving towards somebody new, I feel like with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands facing each other that way, it's Spirit stepping in saying, you've got to take that step. If this is how you want things to look, then you need to create it, and it's got to come from deep within. Okay. Let's look at the Chariot with the Empress card. So you moving into this energy of confidence and self-assurance and affirmations. You may be saying some more positive affirmations, which is putting you in a place where you're like, yeah, I'm a boss. Regardless of masculine or feminine energy, I've got this. There's just a little bit more before we get started, whatever that is for each of you. All right, let's look at the Chariot with the Empress. So we have the World. There you go. It's closing out that one cycle and opening up into another. I just said this to Capricorn. When we get that, the cycle can be a 2-week cycle, a 10-month cycle. It's going to depend on your chart and when different time frames happen for you in your life. If you go into numerology, I'm feeling the need to tell some of you this, you can look at the different cycles in your life. So there are 4 around your challenge, and it's like from 0 to 12, I think it is, and then it goes I can't remember exactly. Anyways, look into it. Whatever your challenge may be for you during that particular cycle of your life, it's really going to be important So for those of you who are interested, look up your numerology and see what cycle you're in. All right, so let's look at the Empress with the Ace of Pentacles. We have the the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know why I couldn't get that one out. So this is that having faith that things are going to work out financially if you do take the step. So you could be wanting to hold back a little bit and not give into something financially. If this is a project and you're concerned about spending the money, I feel like this is Spirit's way of saying it doesn't matter what things didn't work in the past. You've got to trust that this is something completely different. It's not going to resemble. You've taken the lessons you needed from the past. You don't need to worry about that repeating itself in the future. All right, so let's look at the Ten of Swords with the Page of Cups. So we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so again, it's working on the enthusiasm that you're going to need in order to push forward, whether it be in your romantic life or even in your work life. There's a sense of being unsure, afraid of making mistakes. So that seems to be coming up a lot for a lot of you. And then we have the Ten of Cups, because your mind may be in the places where things did not work out and you weren't happy about them. So it's like you're a little bit afraid to take that chance. It could also be that there's somebody that's coming towards you. I don't necessarily sense that this is someone from the past. It could be a new energy, but because of what you dealt with and the unhappiness in a relationship or a marriage that you've already gotten out of, it's like, I don't want to repeat that again. So, of course, we never do, but we have to be aware of the signs. So you could just be holding back quite a bit and be very cautious about how you move forward in a relationship. All right, so the Five of Wands and the Sun in reverse. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Great energy. I just heard you could be partnering up with a Capricorn because they just got that almost in the same position. You could know somebody who's going to offer you assistance or have some interest in your new project. It feels like there's money. And there's the Capricorn card. And it's coming up in reverse, which means this person has good intentions. And I don't know who you're dealing with, but one or two of you that may resonate for, that there's a Capricorn that wants to help you out financially and be supportive. Could be just a friend, but it seems like somehow, some way they help get you started. So you go from the Ace of Pentacles in reverse to the Ace of Pentacles in the upright once you get past whatever this fear or whatever is holding you back. And like I said, this person's going to be significant in your life. They're going to be there to help support you, get you fired up. They're going to remind you of who you were. I feel like this person's known you for quite some time. All right. So I'm going to clear the energy. They're like, just think about this for a moment. You don't have to stay in your head about it. Whatever thoughts you are going through, yeah, it's good to take those timeouts for a moment, but just don't stay in that energy too long. All right, so I'm going to clear this and we'll get into whoever's on your mind. If you'd like to stick around for that, think about that person for just a moment. Okay. This is for Aquarius and their person, please. This is for Aquarius. Ooh. All right. Let's see what's going on with your person. We have the Page of Pentacles with the King of Swords in reverse, the Justice, and the Devil card. Interesting. Yours is the Six of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Five of Cups in reverse, and the Seven of Wands. The overall energy for the two of you is the High Priestess. Again, some of you are dealing with a Capricorn because that's the same card that came out for their overall energy. All right, and there's the Capricorn card again. For others of you, it could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All the signs are here. So I want to say Libra, Gemini, Aquarius is very strong as well. Your person wants stability within the relationship. If they've been holding back or you feel like they've been secretive, I don't feel like this is a toxic energy necessarily. It just feels like they're holding back something and they may need to speak about it with you. They want balance. There's a lot of passion in this relationship, at least for them. Do they have codependency issues? They might. That might be something that they just have not either shared with you, or you've recognized this about them and they don't know how to talk about it. But they do want balance within the relationship. So know that. And I feel like they're trying to find a way to create the stability that you want. So they have something to offer you. They want it to be either balanced financially, equally, something about that. They just want it to be a very grounded energy. But they definitely are holding back some things. It could be that they have a past of, some toxic behaviors, or maybe they had some issues with, codependency or alcoholism, or, whatever that was. I just don't feel like it's something that they are heavily focused on now. They could be someone who's just recovered, and yes, it's going to be a part of their life. All right, for you, we have the Six of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Five of Cups in reverse, and this is a pretty clear energy. It's like, you're like, I'm moving into a place of peace and happiness. I'm going to go hang out with my friends, have a really good time. I'm just going to spend time doing things that I really enjoy. I'm not going to focus on any kind of heartbreak. If this is someone from your past, they are trying to come back. I don't know that their energy is moving forward as quickly maybe as you might have hoped if you're interested. If you're not, and this is someone you're currently dating, I think you're just interested in having a good time. Not that you're not looking for stability, but right now you're kind of a little bit guarded, maybe even a little bit defensive. You've been through enough, a lot of you, and you just want to make sure that this person is who they say they are. So if they have some toxic kind of red flaggy things that you feel, you're just going to be cautious with that. I think your intuition's going to kick in and tell you exactly what you need to know. I don't think you have a lot to be concerned about. If I thought it was a problem, if you've been with me before, I'd tell you. I just feel like there's an energy of wanting to just move towards having a more relaxed and good time. So they want balance, and you just want to have some good times without there being all the stress. Okay. All right, let's look at the romance angels. This is for Aquarius. Okay. So we have, you deserve love. Of course you do. And then it is safe for you to love, open your heart, and give it to give and receive the highest energy of all. So that's what I feel like. There's a part of you that doesn't feel like it's necessarily safe. Maybe it's with this person, or it could just be in general because of things you've experienced. Separation, time apart from your partner, is on the horizon. And then we have, pay attention to the red flags. Okay. So if there are some force for the part of you that I brought this up for, you could be staying away from them because they need to handle their own business. It says, let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. If they have to go clean up their side of the street, then they need to go clean up, right? You deserve love. And if you need to move away from this energy in order to find that, then you absolutely do. For some of you, they may be just working on themselves. And yes, people can change, but can they change enough that it's going to be good for you? That's one card out of God knows how many in that deck, and I brought up the red flags. So if they do seem to be toxic or codependent, you're going to want to pay attention to that, because that's definitely not something you want to bring into a relationship. But if they're getting over things, then I feel like it may be safe for you to open up to the idea that this can work out. All right, let's get some advice. I just heard release any stresses of past situations. So if they're on your mind, a lot of people say, no, I'm over that, I've healed. Well, we don't ever forget. We may forgive and move on and do some healing, but we just don't forget. And there's going to be instances where you get triggered by people from something in the past. It's going to feel similar. And it may be a warning, and in other cases, it's just to remind you that you've already learned that and not to project that onto somebody else. All right, so we have the Seven of Swords. Don't be afraid of people who do that. The advice is to don't lose sleep over this. Be a little bit patient. If you've been waiting for things to come together, collaboration, allow it to happen naturally. This is an internal battle. So like it said, let go of whatever control issues. I'm not saying you're controlling. We all have a need to want things to go the way that we want them to go. This is like, just be patient because things are going to come together. That's what the Three of Pentacles can represent, is collaboration. All right, so let's get the Lovers Oracle for you. This is for Aquarius. All right. So we have sacred union, honor and treasure a relationship, for it is truly sacred. And then we have power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Absolutely. That's so significant for what we were talking about, because if you realize that and you know, walk away power is the most powerful thing you can have when it comes to any kind of relationship. Getting to that place where you have it is a hard place to get. And I promise you, if you're doing the work and no matter what stage you are spiritually, when you get that, that's when you know you're good. All right. And then we have wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. That's releasing any kind of control over what happens. All right. So last but not least, let's get a couple messages from the wisdom of the oracle. This is for Aquarius. All right, so we have peace, and I think that's what you're trying to find. It's a sense of inner peace. It reduces to a 5, which is about change. So where things could have been, remember I said they need to clean up their side of the street? Let them, because clean it up is coming up, and that's finding balance within themselves. That's a 3. So the peace card, yes, it's like you're shifting from a place of maybe a little bit of chaos and conflict. Oh my God. I was just going to say chaos and conflict, and then this came out. So you're shifting from that place into the place of peace and unfinished symphony, finishing out this cycle. So making a decision, observing the energy. It's all about balance. There's a lot of 4 energy when it comes to balance, and this reduces to a 13 as well. So there's a 4, and then it reduces to 13, which also reduces to a 4. So knowing now what the chaos and conflict looks like, paying attention to any red flags. This is about new beginnings. So if somebody has gotten themselves together and cleaned up their side of the street, maybe they had to get out of a past relationship, whatever it may be, they needed to, and you finding the peace within until this chaos and conflict passes, then you have this new beginning. So it's like a refresh of something good, or even within a relationship if you are currently with this person. It's like things are about to look new. So something just isn't completed yet. All right, guys, I hope this helped. Thank you so, so much for being here. Thank you for all your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. If you'd like a personal reading, that's in the description box below. I hope you have a great mid-month, and I will see you in the next one. Lots of love. Take care.